Hello everybody and welcome to Mystical Agriculture 1.12. Today we're going to be going part 2 of our Mystical Agriculture series. This is going to go ahead and finish up everything we didn't cover in the first one. In the first one we covered the basics, the how-tos of how to grow, how to get the seeds you need, and everything like that. And today we're going to be covering the rest of the mod where we talk about the armor, the weapons, and the end game and mid game of Mystical Agriculture itself. So on that note, let's get ready. If you wanted to see part 1 and how to get to this point, check out our other video, which will be linked in the description below. And let's get ready to grow your world. Alright, so here we are with Mystical Agriculture, and as you can see today, we've got on some awesome fancy new armor. Ignore the stuff in the background, we will get to that. But we've got on some Supremium armor here, and just to give you a little sneak peek of what you can do with some of this late game stuff, we do have our Supremium sword, and this is some upgraded Supremium armor. Look at that jump height. I mean, I can almost jump onto my roof from here. Well, what's up there? What's going on up there? There's nothing going on up there. We run really fast. We've got some damage resistance. As you can see, we have 20 hearts worth of health, and we also have a full set of armor. So it's pretty fantastic overall for armor quality. And the best part is, full set of Supremium armor gives you creative level flight, which is awesome. And the better part about any of this, we've got a little runway up here just so I can show y'all. So this is your normal, this is a flying speed height. Look how fast you are right there. It is insane how quickly you can move about. For any of you old school players or even some of the newer ones out there, you can remember Industrial Craft 2's quantum armor and how quick you went with that. This is just as fast and honestly, super fun. So anyway, let's get into it. We're going to start out with the armor that you can have. There are, just like everything else pretty much in Industrial Craft, or in, not Industrial Craft, see I was already on the topic of it. Everything in Mystical Agriculture comes in tiers. In the first tier, we always have the Inferium, and then it goes all the way up to the Supremium armor. And in the last episode, we talked about how to get these ingots here, so I'm just going to show you how to craft the Supremium version of this, because the other versions are the same thing, but with the lower tier ingots. And of course, each ingot is just the same like everything. It's tiered up. So like I said, if you want to see how to make out the ingots and things like that, head on down to the description below and check out part 1 of this series. Here we also have a new piece called the Supremium Armor Core, or armor cores in general. These things are what you need in order to make them. Now they are quite expensive, to be honest. So you have the Supremium armor cores, and it shows a bunch of different recipes. These are just core removers to pull these cores out of if you've already put them in a piece of armor. But these Supremium armor cores are expensive. The later part of Mystical Agriculture is very expensive as far as resources go. This guy's going to require a total of 6 Wither Skeleton Skulls, because you already know that you're going to need those Wither Skulls to get another star, plus a bunch of Supremium, and then you also need each one of the tiers below, which is Diamond, Emerald. I mean, these things are expensive to get, but like I said, the armor at the end is worth it because you get this creative level flight, and it just changes the whole game of what you're doing. Now, the nice part about these armors is they're upgradable, which we'll get to in just a second, but they are also enchantable. So for example here, we have these pieces here, and we can just go to the anvil and we can check it out right here. We got, what is this? We got our Supremium armor with Enchanted Protection 3, and you can add that to it, and you can also do it to Supremium. So the nice part about this is the lower tiers of armors can't be upgraded within Mystical Agriculture itself. Right, so in order to make them even stronger, you can just enchant them for now until you go ahead and get your Supremium armor. But the nice part is, even once you get to Supremium, not only can you enhance it with Mystical Agriculture itself, but you can just do some vanilla enchanting. So that is super awesome that we have those features available inside of it as well. Now, as I've been talking about, I just want to give you guys look at these little faces. There's little faces on this stuff. We'll get to that. Okay, ignore me. Anyway, so as I was talking about, you can upgrade your armor inside of mystical agriculture itself with these things they call charms. Now, the charms are all different and they vary on what they can do, and they can also go into different pieces of armor. So when you're deciding which pieces you would like to put into your armor, keep in mind that each piece can only hold one upgrade. So for example, this is wither resistance, and it can go into your helmet, chestplate, legging, or boots, and it prevents you from getting the wither effect. I always like to have this on my armor that I'm using when I'm doing wither farming, because I don't like to build those whole elaborate, close in the wither and glitch it out so it can't damage you. I kind of like to have a little bit of fun with it, and we go ahead and do that. So yeah, that'll give you wither resistance, and as I said, it can go on all 4 pieces of armor. Over here we have anti-venom. It does exactly what it says it does. It prevents you from taking poison damage, which is, it's up to you whether you think it's super valuable or not, but it can go on all 4 pieces of armor. Here we have fire resistance, great for traversing the nether, but let's be honest, you got creative flight. Who needs to be fire resistant when I can just fly away from everything? But in all reality, fire resistance is always nice in case you have those accidents. Oop, I fell into some lava. Whatever. This will prevent you from having that issue, and it can go into all 4 pieces of armor. Next up, we have just basic resistance. It just adds overall toughness to your armor. It does do a 20% damage reduction, and it can go in all 4 pieces of armor. And next we have a strength rune. This does increase the amount of damage that your weapons will do. However, this piece can only go in your chest plate. So for example, if you wanted to put, if you wanted to have some anti-venom, fire resistance, some basic resistance, and strength, you would want to put these 3 rune or charms inside of your helmet, pants, and feet. That way on your chest you can add your strength rune. It's pretty simple like that. Fire resistance again. I guess I must have just put 2 of these. It happens. Jump boost. So that's what you got here with the jump boost. It can only go onto your pants. The speed charm. It can only go onto your pants as well. So with these guys here, we have the speed boost, which is nice. And then the charm slot has as well. So we got both of those. I believe these can actually go onto your boots as well. Yeah, just your boots. My bad. So I put the wrong thing there. So ignore me. Ignore this. This is actually just for your boots. I don't know why I put pants there. Yeah, so it can only go onto boots. So keep that in mind. And so that's how you can have the jump and the speed boost that we currently have equipped. And then, of course, we have the night vision rune, which can only go onto your helmet. And we all know how night vision works in this game. Makes everything cleaner, clearer, allows you to walk around at night. And in a particular, some mods have a mod called Advanced Darkness. And Advanced Darkness makes it basically pitch black within a few blocks of where you're walking. And it's terrifyingly awesome. Highly recommend for you veteran players out there. Adds to the ambiance of the game. It is not in this pack, unfortunately. But yeah, so this has got a Supremium helmet with the night vision goggles added. Okay, so that's your armor upgrades, which are super fantastic, makes you super durable. But now, what are we going to do with the rest of these things? So now we have the mining AoE. These are charms for the weapons, and these can go on the Supremium weapons here, and this will change your mining to a 3x3 section. So instead of just digging a 1x1 hole like you normally would, this will allow you to dig in a 3x3, and this works on a pickaxe, an axe, a shovel, and of course that means the paxel works as well. The best part about these tools is they are indestructible, right? Which makes them awesome to use in general because you don't have to worry about repairing them, whatever like that. These are great tools for that. Now, we mentioned strength number 1 over here that goes into your chest piece, and we have a strength number 2 item that goes into just your sword. Now, it can't go into any of the other tools, just like some of the armor charms. This can only go onto your sword, and this will again increase the damage that your weapon does. Pretty basic, right? It's super awesome, make you even more damaging overall. Miner's Vision. This goes onto just your pickaxe, and basically what it does is it allows you to place unlimited light sources. So instead of having to carry around torches and things like that, you can right click with your pickaxe and boom, drops down a light source for you while you're out mining. super handy. Now, with the bow, this bow is one of the few items in mystical agriculture that can have multiple attachments on it. You can have the quick draw, which increases your draw speed with your bow, but only this is a premium bow, obviously. And then it adds what we call the triple shot. So this adds in here with the arrows, shoots triple spot, and this one also has the draw speed increase. So I'm just going to grab some basic arrows here really quick to show you guys how that works. And then when you pull it back, it's nice and fast, and you can see that it did shoot 3 of the arrows that we have currently in our inventory. So it's really nice, goes fast, awesome overall tool. Gives you some of the rain damage. Next, we have Mystical Agriculture also adds in their own arrows along with their bow. Now, there are, of course, the tiers of each arrow, the Supremium, Inferium, and such, just like always. And then on this final tier, it gives you a total list of blindness, slowness, poison, weakness, and wither, plus a 4.5 damage. So this thing does a lot of damage along with just debuffing the heck out of whatever you're fighting. They are a little expensive to make. I will show you here. You're going to need a ton of prosperity shards, which we talked about in the first part of this tutorial. And that's going to give you a mystical feather. And then you're going to need a mystical stick because, of course, it's mystical agriculture. And then you're going to need here a Supremium arrowhead. And of course you have to get each one of the arrowheads previous to it, but it only costs nuggets and things like that. So it's very awesome for that overall. And you can just see the tiers here, just like always. Once you have this premium head and those pieces, you just create them together, and it does give you 12 arrows to go with it. So pretty solid overall. Now let's get on to some of the other tools over here. We have the attack AoE, which can only go onto a sword. And remember, you can only have one or the other, strength or AoE. So it's up to you which one you want to get. But basically, this makes your damage happen in an area to a 5x5. So this is really good for like experience farms and things like that. You can give this to, if you have other mods installed, you can give this to one of your automated robots that does your killing for you. It's unlimited. You can do some extra damage in the area, and it's all enchantable, which is super nice. This is the tilling AoE for the hoe that is offered in Supremium. And who doesn't want a Supremium hoe, right? And this does a 7x7 tilling radius. It's insanely large. So super easy and super fast for those of you who like to do a lot of manual farming. I'm just going to nom some Salisbury steak here. Next we have the shearing AoE, because who doesn't want to just shear up 100 sheep at once? This does do it to a shearing radius of 5x5 and a 3x3x3. So the 3x3x3 is talking about trees and things like that. If you're going to just, knock off a bunch of leaves for trees, it's going to do that for you. And then we have the reaping AoE over here. And of course, this just increases Sickle's reaping radius to 7x7x7. So also super handy there. So that is what we have for the tools and everything like that. Now the question you're probably asking is, well, how do I put these on my tools? I have all these charms, I've spent all these resources, what do I do with them? So you come over here to a tinkering table from Mystical Agriculture, and that is made just like this with, of course, the respective ingots where they're supposed to go, and you can make it out of Inferium and all 5 of the different tiers of entry. I have one here with the Supremium just to show you that it works here, and one with Inferium. It doesn't matter what tier you're using, it can still upgrade all of your tools. So we're going to be looking here at this one. We got, in order to put these charms in, not only are you going to need the Supremium chest plate, but you're also going to need more Supremium. These things are resource hungry, which we're going to get to a little secret in the video here at the end, and we'll show you a way you can also increase that as well. So this one we're just going to have absorption on here. Can put it on anything. I just chose to put it on the chest plate just to show you that it would work. So it goes from set bonus with flight and absorption for the charm slot. And here we have this premium chest plate where it's empty, and you see the charm slot is empty. Now, like I said, this does work on the Inferium tables or the Supremium tables, so it doesn't matter which one you use. So if you just have a ton of Supremium, make it red. Red is an awesome color. And this is the same exact thing. So just to show you that it does work on any tier of the tables, you can do that. And then you're going to need to make armor cores for all the different armor. So I'm not going to show you the recipes for all the different pieces of thing that would take way too long, and nobody's got time for that. So I mean, you definitely have time for that. But really, overall, it's very basic. Once you know how to make the Blake Charm, it's just a block of Supremium Essence, which is, you already know how to make that. And then Prosperity Shards gives you this blank charm. And the blank charm can be used on all of the different upgrades for your cores, weapons, doesn't matter. And then it's just going to call for different pieces depending on what you're doing. The nice part is this one only requires the blue level to make the charms. The Supremium Essence instead of the Supremium. It is also expensive to make these items. So as you can see, like the early ones aren't too bad. You want some night vision? Awesome. Just some golden carrots, golden apples. Nether stars for the wither resistance, so that one is a little expensive, but you know, at this point you've probably got the resources for it, because we're going to show you how to get those resources here in just a second. Next, you're going to have the magma creams, apples, which are made, we showed in the previous video as well, Supremium apples, sugar, rabbit's foot. These are all very easy things to come by. Supremium coal, dye clusters, we showed you how to get those in the last video. We didn't cover this one in the armor tools because it just makes your gives wool a random color, so it just sits there and kind of shifts between the colors. It's I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but I didn't feel like I needed to include it. This is where we start to get expensive. In order to make the triple shot charm, you're going to need 2 Supremium bows along with more Supremium ingots, and the bows are you know, shown in here. Tool cores are the same as the armor cores, so you're going to need those, and then just more Supremium. So these things do get expensive to make, and each time you want to upgrade your tools, you're going to need the respective tool that it comes with. So the mining AoE is Paxels, and the Paxels are insanely expensive because it's each one of these, and you need 2 of these. It's so expensive, but it's awesome. Totally worth it in the long run. Now, in the last video, we talked about how to grow your world as far as your resources go, your irons, your redstones, things like that. Today, we're going to be talking about how to grow the other things that Mystical Agriculture offers. For example, you can grow these zombie seeds right here. And now these zombie seeds will allow you to get the stuff that zombies normally drop. And in order to make these, you're going to need zombie chunks from Mystical Agriculture. And we're going to talk about how to get these here after we go over what you can do with the different seeds and things like that. I will show you how to get these chunks and a way to improve your rates on that as well. So first, we have these zombie seeds here, and it's going to drop you zombie essence. Now, zombie essence can be used to grow rotten flesh, which, if you have a mod that turns it into leather, super great way to do leather if you don't have cows yet. Other than that, you know, whatever you can use zombie flesh for and whatever mod you're working with, that gives you the option to do so. So super easy, super convenient, and things like that. In the next tier of seeds, we have the tier 2 seeds. These are chickens, cows, sheep, slimes, and pigs. You can grow all of the stuff that these guys would normally give you. So for example, with chicken seeds, we're going to have the chicken essence here. And with chicken essence, you can grow raw chicken, you can grow feathers, and you can grow eggs. So it's super awesome. You can go ahead and do that kind of stuff with it. And it's the same for all the other seeds. Slimes, sheep, cows. Cows you can grow, you know, both leather and meats, and you can also even craft milk with it. So super great, super convenient for that one. And then we have our sheep seeds. This one, you get the sheep essence, and you can grow mutton and wool. So it's a great way of farming wool. If you don't already have wool seeds. And then we have the slime essence. Instead of making a big giant slime farm somewhere or having to make a spawner that makes all of these different mobs, you do get these, and you can grow slime balls with these. So super awesome with that one. And then you have your pig essence here, and of course with pig essence you can grow pork chops. These are all super simple things, super basic, but very handy to have in an overall stance. Now, on tier 3, we have, I just like to call them skeletons. We have skeleton seeds, we have creeper seeds, spider seeds, guardian seeds, blizz seeds, and blitz seeds. Now I threw in some extra stuff here. This does work with most mods as well, so you can usually grow the other mobs that mods generate naturally. Some don't work with it, but a lot of the major mods do work with it. So we have blizzes here, for example. With Blizz Essence, you can go ahead and you can create Blizz Rods, and these are from Thermal Foundation. So this is just showing you can grow some other mobs from this as well. They do a really good job of having cross compatibility. Guardian Seeds, nobody likes farming Guardians. This is a great way to go ahead and get those. Obviously Spider, Creeper, Skeleton Seeds. Now Skeleton Seeds are a little bit different because you will use these for something a little bit special with crafting. You can grow all of the different records, which is kind of cool. Just something unique you can do instead of having to farm them by having a creeper shoot them or having them shoot a creeper. You can grow all of the stuff yourself. You can grow arrows and bones, but the important one here is you can make these blank blank skulls. Now the reason this is important is because a lot of mods usually call for heads, and with these blank skulls and you farming so much bone, you can actually make the different skulls of each mob that you're going to need. Endermen, zombies, creepers, skeletons, and it just requires their essence along with it. So that's a really cool feature, and why I always recommend getting a skeleton farm going, because not only is it bone meal, but it allows you to create these skulls for different machines. Like for example, the soul binder from Ender.io here, it requires you to have heads of each type, right? So this would allow you to just craft those heads, which is super awesome and super convenient. Next one, we have our tier 4 seeds. In our last video, we talked about experience seeds, and I said I would talk about how to get these and why I didn't explain it in the earlier videos. So you get this experience essence here. The experience essence can just be turned into experience droplets. It can also be turned into bottles of enchanting, things like that. Any way you want to get experience, you can use it that way. Now the experience seeds are a little bit different of a recipe because they just require an experience chunk. You get the experience chunks randomly. This is the only seed that's like this, randomly from killing mobs of this tier. So as you're killing mobs, which I will show you guys again here in just a minute, how we do that, you will get experience chunks randomly. It is a low drop chance. It's only a 10% chance. So not only do you need the percentage chance of the chunk itself dropping, but then you need the chance of that chunk being an experience chunk. So it does actually kind of have a low rate of drop, but it's super overpowered once you get it. In our tier 4, we also have blaze seeds, gas seeds, and enderman seeds. And again, these enderman seeds can be used, the essence here can be used to make ender pearls, which is super awesome, right? And enderman seeds, of course, are just enderman chunks and the supremium essence. And I will show you guys how to get your chunks here in just a minute. And then for our, I'm going to look away from that, from our tier 5 here, the only thing we have is wither skeletons. So the wither skeletons are awesome because you can use them to craft wither skeleton skulls. No more farming wither skeletons. Hallelujah, right? We all know how miserable that is trying to get those first 3. Man, is that rough. But now you can just make it out of these, and while you're farming for those 3 heads, you can just try to get the wither skeleton chunks anyway, right? Which again, I'm about to show you. But here's our little secret. I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video that we'd have a little secret part of this. Now, this is not part of Mystical Agriculture. It is an add-on to Mystical Agriculture, but I figured I'd throw it in here for you guys because it's a really small add-on. But it allows you to grow nether stars, dragon eggs, and awakened draconium. This is insane, okay? You can farm these 3 things, and if you're a fan of these mods as well, boom, this just allows you to skip a whole bunch of steps for unnecessary things. So this is going to require a new tier of essence called Insanium. Now, Insanium requires 4 pieces of Supremium, just like all the other ones, But man, is that expensive, right? But it gives you 1 Insanium Essence, and in order to grow this, you're also going to need 4 Nether Stars. Now, the crazy part about this is when you break this Nether Star seed, you notice it's going to give you Nether Star Essence. Now, the Nether Star Essence, you need 9 of them for a Nether Star Shard. Now, the Nether Star Shard, you need 3 of them in order to get a Nether Star. So that is 27 harvests off of 1 seed in order to get 1 Nether Star. That's insane, right? Now, here's the thing. A lot of you are thinking, oh, I'll just throw it in like a garden close from Immersive Engineering and crank out some Nether Stars. Well, you can't, because in order to grow these, which I haven't shown you yet, you're going to need a Nether Star Crux. Now, the Nether Star Crux is what you grow your plants on top of. Now, this requires Supremium, a diamond block, 2 Nether Stars, and Withering Souls. So you're going to have to kill some Withers to get this. And then you place those underneath, I'll show you right here. You're going to place those underneath the block you need to grow. So unfortunately, you can't use like garden cloches to do this. There are, of course, probably ways to speed this up along the way. I'm not going to go over that today. But yes, you're going to need a Nether Star Crux to grow Nether Star seeds. And as you saw, it's 27 harvests in order to get 1 Nether Star. So you're just going to be letting this thing grow forever. In the last episode, we also talked about fertilizer that comes from this mod, where you can get this mystical fertilizer or fertilized essence. These are both different things you can get from mystical agriculture. Oh no, they don't work on these add-ons. So there's no using your other things to farm up a bunch of resources and then just spam up some new stuff. Unfortunately, it does not work like that. The dragon egg seeds, obviously, if you're playing a mod that needs more dragon eggs, this is how to do it. You get dragon scales. Obviously, these are just dropped from the Ender Dragon. More Insanium and an Insanium seed, which I forgot to mention in the Nether Star. But yeah, this is also a tier 6 seed, which is also another 4 Insanium. These things are crazy expensive, but totally worth it in the end. Now, from here, you're also going to need a Dragon Egg Crux. Just like the Nether Star, you have to place this underneath the block that you're growing. So every time you want to grow a new seed, say you took the time to get 2 Dragon Egg seeds, you're also going to need 2 Dragon Egg Cruxes. So that's just a lot of farming you're going to need to do, which is super awesome. And from these, you're going to get Dragon Egg Essence. Now, the Dragon Egg Essence, 9 of them gets you a Dragon Egg Chunk, and 3 Dragon Egg Chunks get you a Dragon Egg, which is, again, 27 harvests to get 1 egg. But that's so much better than having to resummon the dragon every time you want a new egg, right? And then, of course, we have the Draconium, which is just awakened Draconium ingots from Draconic Evolution. Both of these kind of help add on to the Draconic Evolution thing, but I thought they were kind of cool to throw in here. Because you awaken Draconium seeds, you need awaken Draconium ingots. I'm not going to go into how to get those because that's a whole different mod. This is also all from Draconic Evolution, but it gives you the awaken Draconium Crux. Then from there, you're going to get this is a lot of times to say Draconium. You're going to get 9 essence, gives you 3 nuggets, and then of course we all know that 9 nuggets turns into an ingot. So the same thing, 27 harvests of these in order to get 1 ingot resulting. So it is very expensive, but I thought that was kind of cool to just add in. Now, I mentioned that there'd be a faster way to get Inferium, and this mod, this add-on, does add a tier 6 Inferium seed, which we did go over how to get these seeds in the last episode, so check that one out below. And this gives you Insanium around there, gives you the tier 6 seed, which grows 6 pieces of Inferium at a time. Super awesome, super overpowered. I love it. So next, as we've been talking this entire time about the chunks and all the different mobs you need, this is how you're going to get those chunks. So you're going to need to make yourself this cool little nifty dagger right here. Now, this dagger is called the Solium Dagger, used to obtain mob chunks. Seems pretty self-explanatory, right? And it is. That's exactly what it is. You have to kill the mob with this dagger. So you're going to need some prosperity and a stick to make a mystical stick. And then you're going to need some soul stone, which you can get from soul sand and stone. Then you're going to need some of this soul dust, and you get soul dust by just smelting soul stone, and it gives you soul dust. And that's going to give you soulium dust along with some prudentium essence. And then you're going to smelt down that dust, just to show you here. You smelt down that soulium dust right here, and it gives you a soulium ingot. Now, if you take these soulium ingots and your magical mystical stick, it gives you this one dagger right here. Now, baseline, it does just do 7 attack damage, 400 durability. It is what it is, right? But as mentioned before, you can enchant these items. So just throw some looting on here, gives you a higher chance to drop chunks. And just to demonstrate how this works, I've set up our machine of sheep destruction here, and we're just gonna drop us some sheeps in here, and then in this chest over here, I've tested a little bit so you can see. But yeah, so basically we'll just come over here and we kill the sheepies, and we just kill them a bunch, and then boom, it dropped a sheep chunk. So you saw that took probably 6 or 7 sheep to get one chunk. So these are a little difficult to come by. And then you can just use the sheep chunk to make your sheep seeds. Now, if you happen to have a bunch of extra chunks from other mobs, and you're like, wow, what do I do with all these extra chunks? I don't need 12 sheep chunks, blah, 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 blah. So here we go. I just have some zombie chunks. They're just a tier 1 chunk. And I will also just come over here and grab this sheep chunk. What you can do is you can repurpose them. So just smelt down a zombie chunk here, and it turns it into an empty mob chunk. So it's just a tier 1 empty mob chunk, and the sheep does the exact same thing, just an empty tier 2 mob chunk. And then you can just use these to make your own chunks. You can craft the chunks by just having the ingredients. So 4 raw pork chunks gives you a pig chunk. You don't have to go kill everything for it. Pretty awesome, right? Same with cows, same with sheep, same with slime. You can do it with any of them. So that is a way to repurpose your chunks. And yeah, so that's what we have for mystical agriculture. We've shown you how to get the chunks today. We've shown you what to do with the chunks once you have them, all the cool weapons that mystical agriculture offers. And we've also shown you everything and how awesome you can look with this armor on here. So that's the end of our mystical agriculture series. This is a 2-part series. If you enjoyed the content today, please do not forget to leave a like or a comment below and subscribe. If you hated it, leave a dislike and let me know what's going on. I always want to improve for you guys, and also some suggestions for some other mods you would like to see. So this is Ninja Smurf signing off, and you guys have a great rest of your day growing your world.